The sound of the door slamming still echoes in my head. It wasn't just wood meeting metal. It was finality, raw and sharp. Her perfume lingered in the air. That faint trace of jasmine she always wore when she wanted to feel confident. She'd left the divorce papers signed, the ink still fresh. My hand trembled as I picked them up from the counter, staring at her last written words. It's better this way. I wanted to believe that. I really did. For months Maya had grown distant. Laughs replaced by silence. Shared glances replaced by distracted stares at her phone. The first time I asked if something was wrong, she said she just needed space. The second time she snapped. The third time she walked out. But that morning she didn't just walk. She stormed out with pride. Her suitcase dragging against the floor. Her chin lifted like she'd already convinced herself she was doing the right thing. She didn't even look back. I stood there for what felt like an hour. Then another. The house was suddenly too quiet. Even the ticking clock seemed cruel, counting down the moments of a life that no longer included her. I spent the rest of that day drinking coffee I didn't taste and scrolling through pictures I should have deleted. Us on the beach laughing under that golden light. Us cooking dinner, both of us wearing ridiculous aprons. Us holding hands at her sister's wedding, the world shrinking to just that touch. All lies now. It was evening when the phone rang. Unknown number. I ignored it. Then it rang again. Same number. Something in me hesitated before answering. Ethan, her voice broke, barely recognizable. Please, I need you. The words slammed into me harder than the door ever did. Maya. I made a mistake, she whispered. Please, can you come? Her voice cracked on the last word. I didn't ask where. I already knew. The hotel near the river. The one she used to joke about, calling it too romantic for business trips. When I got there, the lobby was empty except for the faint sound of rain tapping against the glass doors. She was sitting by the window, knees pulled to her chest, mascara running down her face like black rivers. The woman who'd walked out proudly hours ago now looked broken, fragile. He's gone, she said when she saw me. He just left. I didn't move closer. The man you left me for? She nodded, tears spilling freely. I thought he loved me. He said he'd leave his wife, that we'd start over. But he took my things, my cards, and left. I wanted to feel sorry for her. I really did. But all I felt was something colder, something that felt too close to satisfaction. I sat across from her, my voice flat. You left me for a con man. She flinched. I didn't mean for it to happen, Ethan. You were always so distant, and he just made me feel alive again. I laughed, low and bitter. Alive enough to lie for months? Her hands trembled as she reached for mine, but I pulled away. I thought I knew what I wanted, she whispered. I thought I was escaping something broken, not breaking the one thing that still loved me. Silence stretched between us. Outside, the rain intensified, beating against the glass like it was demanding to be heard. For a moment, I remembered the night she first told me she loved me. We were standing in that same rain, both drenched and laughing, her hair plastered to her face. I'd believed every word she said then. I didn't realize how easy it would be for her to say the same words to someone else. I can't go home, she said finally. I have nowhere to go. Home. The word stabbed me. That house wasn't home anymore. It was an echo chamber of betrayal. I took a deep breath. There's a room booked under your name for the night. You can stay here. She looked up, desperate. And after that? I hesitated. The old me, the one who believed in second chances, almost said come home. But that man had died somewhere between her first lie and that slammed door. After that, I said quietly, you figure it out. Her eyes widened. Ethan, please. I'm sorry. I made one mistake. One. I stood up. You made hundreds, Maya. Every text you hid. Every lie you told. Every time you looked me in the eye and made me believe you still loved me. That wasn't one mistake. That was a choice, every single day. She broke then, sobbing into her hands. I watched for a moment, then turned away. When I walked out of the hotel, the rain hit my face like ice. I didn't run from it. I let it wash over me, cold and relentless. For the first time in months, I felt something close to clarity. The next morning, I got a message from her. Just one line. I don't deserve forgiveness, but I hope you find peace. I didn't reply. Instead, I walked into the kitchen and poured myself a cup of coffee. The same one she used to make every morning, 2 sugars, no cream. The sunlight hit the table just right. And for the first time in a long while, I didn't feel the weight of her absence. Later that week, her sister called. Maya had checked herself into a clinic out of town, trying to find herself again. I didn't ask for details. I wished her well sincerely. But peace didn't come from her apology. It came from the silence that followed. The kind that didn't ache anymore. Because sometimes closure isn't a conversation. It's the moment you stop waiting for one. And as I looked out at the sunrise that morning, I finally understood. Her leaving wasn't the end of us. It was the beginning of me.